Hi, Carie. Thank you so much for taking out the time to share your experience about the 8-week sales mastery course and really where you've gone from and how you feel now. But before we dive in, I'd love it if you could share what do you focus on in your firm and where you're at in the country?
Hi, Michelle. Thank you for having me. So, our firm is Alpina Tax and Accounting Services. We're located in Coconut Creek, Florida, which is like sunny South Florida.
Mhm.
And our firm has primarily focused on um, compliance tax work, some IRS resolution cases, monthly bookkeeping in that area. And we're shifting our to advisory services.
Awesome. Yeah, I love it. So you have a lot going on in your firm. What was the biggest problem that you kept facing as it related to your sales process in your firm before you had reached out to us for support?
Sales process. What sales process? We didn't have anything.
Mhm.
It was just sheer chaos. We have about 2,000 clients, way undercharging for our services. I
Wow.
felt like, how am I going to do this with all of our legacy clients and charge what we were needing to be charging?
Yeah.
And it was really difficult to, come to terms with it.
Yeah.
And
What was that moment where you actually did come to terms and you're like, okay, something's got to change because you could not go longer with the chaos without a sales process? Like, what was kind of that rock bottom for you?
So actually, the funny part is I had been connected with the Abundant Accountant online, and I was listening to a podcast one day, and one of our other associates had also gone through the program.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, how did this work out for you?" And he said, "This has been the best thing I ever did." And I was like, "Okay, well, it's almost March 1st, and I'm going to do it."
Yeah, well, it helped that you knew one of our previous students. But you said you had found us online and you were following us for a while. What was the thing that attracted you the most to the Abundant Accountant and, wanting to make that shift and learn from us?
What I liked when I started diving into it further was the fact that it's step by step. I can kind of do it at my own pace, right?
Yep.
You could do it in 8 weeks, but I was really concerned about the time that was going to be involved because, like I said, it was March 1st and I'm getting ready to dive headfirst into tax season and, trying to take on a whole sales course. So that, had me worried, but at the same time, I was thinking if I don't change something now,
Yeah.
my tax season is just going to be terrible.
Yeah. And how many years have you had terrible tax seasons, Carrie?
Well, I came on board with the firm in 2018.
Okay. So, a
So
while.
it's been a while.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
curious, was there anything that you had tried to do to fix your pricing or other solutions or other coaches that you tried or things that didn't work out for you the way you had anticipated before you reached out to one of our previous students and decided that we were the right thing for you? I'm just curious what other things you had tried, but it just didn't work.
so honestly, we hadn't tried anything.
Hmm.
We did small increases over time, but not enough to get us where we needed to be.
Right, not
And
enough to get out
honestly,
of the hole. So that's something you tried that didn't work. And I think Carrie, a lot of firm owners do that where they'll do a 5% increase or 10% increase here and there. And it's like it didn't move the needle, right? So how did those small price increases leave you feeling?
still worn down, right? I mean, we're still doing the same amount of work
Yep.
for still, I mean, what's, 10% of, 300, right?
Right.
It's nothing, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
really change this scenario very much, right? And
Yeah.
if you just do this 5 or 10% every year, I mean, how long is it going to take me to get to where I need to be?
Yeah.
And that was the reality. Like, I needed to get where I wanted to go a little bit faster.
Yeah. So I'm curious, you needed to get where you wanted to go a lot faster and kind of rip off that band-aid of what felt comfortable. I'm curious, what was your initial skepticism or fears that you had when you first spoke to us before you decided to enroll and join our 8-week sales mastery course?
Well, my biggest fear was how am I going to get this done?
Yeah,
But your team has been great and just, saying, hey, just take it step by step, guiding me through the process. And
yeah,
I think my biggest hurdle was when we did the price increase letter. Um, but we did it.
yeah. You did
Um,
it. You took that leap of faith. You jumped in. You trusted the process.
Trusted the
And
process.
yep,
I, yeah. So it was pretty challenging. There was a lot involved in it. Um, I didn't increase my rates by 10%. It was significantly more, which was very challenging because I was worried about losing clients. But through the course, we also learned, our value that we provide to our clients. And it's not just about doing a tax return,
right,
right?
right.
And so, going through the steps of determining our value and worth really made it easier to digest when I was pushing out my price increase letters.
Yep, yep. And so now that that all got taken care of, you sent out your letters, you've made a bunch of changes, you've gone through the 8-week sales mastery course at your own pace, you're still making shifts. How optimistic are you about the next tax season and also the improvements that you've made in your firm for the other services that you provide?
So I'm actually really optimistic about this upcoming tax season. I think, some clients are going to leave. We're going
Yep,
to have some that are going to stay. And of course, I'm going to keep getting new clients, right? Because I'm always getting new clients. We've redone our website. For the first time ever, we're getting engagement letters. I mean, engagement letters really hasn't been a thing for us. So putting those in place, getting the monthly payment up front for our services and getting it done every single month automatically. So I think that's going to take a lot of the pressure off and,
yeah,
all of that, I
yeah.
mean,
And
trying
and
to get rid of the
it would have been what have been some of your wins or financial gains just in the last couple months that you've seen immediately already?
oh, immediately. I mean, for me, the financial gains, right? We can look at it as a dollar amount,
Yeah.
but honestly, it's great. The dollar amount, I've lost some clients. We've gained some money in spite of the loss.
Yep.
But most
Do you know
importantly,
how many clients you've lost versus the amount of money you gained? Do you have like an average?
yeah,
Because
so
like
as of
you have less work to do, but now you're still making more money. And I think every firm owner, Carrie, wants that. We want to help as many people, but we also want to help the people that pay us the most too, right? So we can have a little bit of breathing room like you've created for yourself.
absolutely. So we've been trying to keep track of it as
Yeah.
organized as possible. The last count, we had lost about 95 clients, but we
Yep.
gained $20,000 in revenue.
And how do you feel now, Carrie, making these changes in your firm?
It feels great, actually,
No, great,
because
great's not a good feeling. Give me some other emotional words about how you feel, right? Because before you were worn down, but
yeah,
now
I was going to
to
say I'm
me,
more.
you're a very
I
different human now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's allowed not only, for myself, but for my staff not to
Yeah.
be as under much pressure as there normally is. We're not having work, pouring out of our gills, right? Or it's
Right.
coming left and right. It's allowed me to be more selective with new clients that we're taking
Beautiful.
on and clients that don't want to pay our fee. We're just asking them to just go ahead and go. So it eliminates some of those stressful clients that come and get in our lives, right? And
Yeah, that
so,
that bury you and weigh you down, you know?
right, for
Yeah.
sure.
I love that. So if you could go tell yourself, Carrie, a few months ago, like your younger self, about this program, what would you say to your younger self or another firm owner who might be in your shoes, like just doing small price increases, having way too many clients and no breathing room? Like just think about yourself a few months ago. What would you tell that firm owner about this program now that you're kind of on the other side and implementing and making the scary changes where you thought you were going to lose all your clients, but actually you lost 95 that didn't value anyway. So we're glad
Anyways,
they're gone. Yeah.
yeah. So I would say to my younger self from 3 months ago or 4 months, however, 5 months ago,
Yeah.
geez, however many months it's been, just the investment in this program is so worth the time, the financial freedom, and the peace of mind that now allows me to focus on building my business the way I want it to be and putting the structure in place and making it duplicatable
Yeah.
so that my staff can do it. So it's not always falling on me, right? Because right now it's
Totally.
all on my shoulders all the
Yeah,
time.
you're not a bottleneck anymore. You're creating the foundation to spread and delegate where then you can go work part-time if you wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. Was there anything, Carie, unique and special about being in the 8 week sales mastery course or the coaching you got or the, homework you turned in that we reviewed that was unique and different that you've never experienced anywhere else or that you'd love to share with another firm owner about the experience working with us?
What I really like about the program is even though I'm past my 8 weeks, I still go to the calls every week. I like that they review my homework. They give me the word choices, like better selection of word choices to help with the feelings, the emotions, making sure that it looks right, right? Because sometimes you just don't know how to put it into words. So having the guidance to say, hey, this is where you need to go. Don't use my words, put it in your own words, and then we'll make it look better. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be perfect, just get it done.
Yeah, love it. Well, Carie, thank you so much for taking the time to share your experience with other firm owners that might be considering enrolling with us and wanting to change in their firms. Is there anything else that you want to share that maybe I didn't ask you yet, but you feel compelled to share with another firm owner that might be considering working with us and heard about us or have listened to the podcast, but just haven't reached out for help yet?
I would say to any firm owner who has been following or maybe just started following, take the leap of faith and just do it. You will be so glad you did. The support, the guidance, the rest of the people who have gone through the program just have such a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
And just do it. Do it, do it.
Well, Carie, thank you so much for taking out the time. I truly appreciate it.
You're welcome, Michelle.